Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Leo tutafanya quadratics, tutaanza na expansion. So let's expand this type of question. Sasa hii iko na two methods. Method 1 ambayo mfunzo huko shuleni, na kuna method 2. So method 1 ni ile ya shuleni. So 3x plus 2 into bracket x minus. So it's very simple. So what you do, your 3x utamultiply for x, and you the same 3x utamultiply kwa negative 4. Sawa mpaka hapo. So 3x into bracket x minus 4. Na 2 utamultiply kwa x, na hiyo the same 2 utamultiply kwa negative 4. So plus 2 multiplied by x minus 4. So ukifungua 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times negative 4, negative 12x, 2x, na negative 8. And your final answer should give you 3x squared minus 10x, collect minus 12x na 2x minus 8. Method 1 hiyo. Method 2 ni rahisi pia, tumia box method. Okay, so tutatumia box method. Let's use 3x. Hapa tutatumia 2, then x minus 4. So 3x times x ni 3x squared. Utamultiply hii na hii, then utamultiply na 2 times x, 2x, na 3x times negative 4, so for negative 12x. Then the final one, 2 times negative 4, gives you negative 8. This is your like terms. So your final answer should be 3x squared, 2x minus 12x ni minus 10x minus 8. So both of them are your answers. Ni rahisi. Sawa. Tuendelee na swali lingine sasa. So hii ni swali la pili ya expansion. So how do you solve such question? 2x minus 3 squared minus 2 bracket x plus 1 into close the bracket x minus 2. So very easy. So mwanzo waje wachukua hiyo 2x minus 3 or multiply by itself because kuna square, so it's a perfect square. So you multiply 2x, you end up with 2x, so it gives you 4x squared. 2x end up with negative 3, itakupa negative 6x. Negative 3 end up with 2x, itakupa negative 6x. Na negative 3 ikienda kwa negative 9, itakupa positive 9. Kuna njia rahisi lakini nitafunza in another subtopic. So baada ushapata hivyo, ukitaka waweza funga bracket, ukitaka waweza acha hivyo, ushapata case. Alafu waje wa subtract. Remember, open up the bracket because this is different. So what you do, utachukua x times x, which gives you x squared. X times negative 2 gives you negative 2x. 1 times x itakupa positive x. Now 1 times negative 2 itakupa negative 2. So collect like terms, itakupa x squared. This one itakupa minus x, then minus 2. Okay, so 4x squared minus 6x, minus 6x minus 6x. Okay, collect hizo pia hapa ikupe minus 12x plus 9. So if you open up the bracket, this one changes to become positive because of the negative, and this one changes to become a positive as well. Therefore, you open up the bracket, so there's no need for you to have any bracket. So after that, collect your like terms. So you collect like terms of 4x squared minus x squared minus 12x plus x, then plus 9 plus 2. So your final answer should be 3x squared minus 11x plus 11. Okay, hii ni swali lingine. So na ni rahisi kuifanya. Sasa hii ni quadratic identities. Na kuna njia fupi ya kusolve such identities. So quadratic identities iko mara 3. Hii ya kwanza a plus b squared, kifungua ya 5a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, yamaanisha ya kwanza uta square, upata ya pili wachukua ya kwanza multiply by ya pili, and then multiply by 2, therefore giving you 2ab, and the last one was square. And the other one is just the same, a minus b squared. So answer yako itakuwa the same way, but the difference comes to the sign too. So instead of positive 2ab utaandika minus 2ab plus b squared. And the final one ni a plus b, in which we won't be using it in this question. Hatutotumia hiyo katika hii swali. So a plus b, a minus b itakuwa a squared minus b squared. Right on time. So how do you solve such question? So x plus 2y ukiona. So what you do, you square the first one. So if you square the first one, it gets x squared. And then the next step is to take x multiplied by 2. So you get 2xy. The 2xy. Lakini kumbuka, you'll also multiply it by 2. Okay. And then the final step is to we'll square this one. So you square it. So therefore the answer that it should give you here is x squared plus 4xy plus 4y squared. So as for the other one, which is this one, so you square the first one. So you square the first one, which is this, and then take this times this. So 2y times negative 3. Hapa ikupe negative 6y. Lakini kumbuka, you'll double it. So multiply by 2. And the final step is to square minus 3 as well. So your final answer hapa ikupe 4y squared minus 12y positive 9. Okay, so zilete pamoja, wacha niandike hapa. So itakuwa ni x squared plus 4xy plus 4y squared. Okay, so minus 4y squared minus 12y plus 9. Ukifungua the brackets, minus 4y squared positive 12y minus 9. Na hizi zingine x squared plus 4xy plus 4y squared. Okay, hii na hii yatoka. So your answer ni ile ambao ubakia nao. So your answer should be x squared plus 4xy plus 12y minus 9. So this is your answer. Haya, sasa hii tumeingia upande wa factorization. So tutafactor vipi? Katika factorization, ikiwa coefficient yako ya 1, ikiwa coefficient x squared ni 1, ni rahisi kuifactor. So atafuta kitu inaitwa sum na product. So your sum ni hiyo namba ambayo iko hapo katikati, which is negative 5. So your sum is negative 5. Your product is, since the coefficient for x squared ni 1, so your product is just negative 6. Hata ukitaka uchukua 1 times negative 6, but still the same. So waje hapa wajiuliza which two numbers nikiadd itanipa negative 5, and if I multiply itanipa negative 6. So waje hapa watengeneza combination ya negative 6. Okay, so watengeneza factors. So kuna 1, negative 6, kuna negative 6, 1, kuna negative 2, 3, na kuna 3, negative 2. So those are all 4 combinations. So gani hizi add katika hizi 4 itanipa negative 5, and the one, sorry, the other combination hapo yafa iwe 6, negative 1. So the only combination hapa ni 1, negative 6. Okay, the add itakupa negative 5. So since your combination is 1, negative 6, uliko kufanya the long way, you just take x hapa, funga, alafu anza na x hapa, alafu utafunga. So since hapa ni 1, utaika positive 1, na since hapa ni negative 6, utaika minus 6. Kwa ikiwa coefficient yako x squared ni 1. So it's simple as that. So what if uko na swali kama hili when your coefficient for x squared is more than 1, let's say you're on 2, or so utatafuta kitu yaitwa sum. So your sum is 5, your product is equal to 2 times 3, so ni 6. So still utatafuta combinations za 6, so which is 1 6, kuna 2 3, those are the only combinations. So ukizi add yafaa ikupe 5. So which one? 2 na 3. So since your combination is 2 na 3, waja waziandika, it means that 5x utaigawanya kwa 2x na 3x. So utaiandika hapa 2x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 3. So your common factor hapa ni 2x into bracket x plus 1. Common factor hapa ni 3 into bracket x plus 1. Ukizileta pamoja yafaa ikupe 2x plus 3 na x plus 1. And that is your answer. What if, okay, this is another question where you have to simplify this expression. So what if you have an expression and you've been told to simplify it? So it's very easy. So kuna numerator, kuna denominator. Okay, let's deal with one by one. So kuna numerator, the numerator is x squared minus 9. So there's one thing that I need to introduce, and that is the third quadratic identity, which says a plus b, a minus b gives you a squared minus b squared. So in case labda umpewa a squared minus b squared, how do you reverse it? You just square root the a squared. So itakupa a, square root the b, itakupa b. So moja itakuwa na positive na nyingine itakuwa na negative. As simple as that. As far as the numerator is concerned, you use the third quadratic identity. Square root the x squared itakupa x, square root the 9 itakupa 3. So moja itakuwa na x plus 3 na nyingine itakuwa na x minus 3. Haya, tuende kwa denominator. Denominator ni x squared plus 2x minus 3. So watafuta kitu yaitwa sum na product. So your sum is the number which is hapa katikati 2, product yako ni negative 3. So which two numbers, if I multiply, gives me negative 3, and if I add those two numbers, the same two numbers, itanipa 2. So and the only combination I can think of ni, I think is 3, negative 1. So waja wa simplify, since ushapata combination. So your denominator utaifactorize hivi, ikiwa coefficient obviously ni 1, kwa x squared utaandika 2x plus 3 na x minus 1. So numerator yako obviously ni x plus 3, x minus 3. Denominator ni x plus 3, x minus 1. So hii na hii utatoa. So your final answer should be x minus 3 all over x minus 1. Okay, hii ni swali lingine. Okay, so let's try and solve it. Solve it, right? Alright. So ukiona hapa x squared minus 4x plus 3 over x squared minus 9 plus x minus 3 over x plus 3. So hapa. So utaanza kusolve vipi? So utafanya, okay, tutafactorize hii pia. So tukifactorize hii lazima tujue sum ya ukifactorize ile numerator ya x squared minus 4x plus 3, sum yetu ni negative 4, product yetu ni positive 3. So ukiona hata nikihighlight hapa ni negative 4 na positive 3. Sawa mpaka hapo. So which are the two numbers ambao nikiadd itanipa negative 4 na nikimultiply itanipa 3. Combinations iko nyingi sana, lakini the only combination that satisfy that objective ni negative ni 4. Okay, not negative 4 but comma 3, negative 3 comma negative 1. So we factorize itakuwa rahisi kwa vile coefficient x squared ni 1. So answer yako itakuwa x minus 3 to bracket x minus 1. So as for kufactorize ile ya chini pia ni rahisi kwa vile tunasema a plus b, a minus b ndio itatupa a squared minus b squared. So the difference of the two squares ni difference of the two squares ukifactorize utafuta 2 square root ya a squared na b. So let's search for this one, which gives you x, na square root ya 9 ni 3. So one will have, so ni 3. Let me just a little bit. So ni 3. Sawa. So moja itakuwa negative na nyingine itakuwa ni positive 3. Sawa mpaka hapo. Na so baada hapo, baada tushajua numerator yetu, so obviously ni hivi. So kitu ambayo itatoka ni hii hapa, hii hapa. So your final answer, okay, your final answer katika ya kwanza, so it should be like this here. So itakuwa na x minus 1 all over x plus 3, na hiyo pia tuta include hapo plus x minus 3 all over x plus 3. LCM yetu ni hiyo hiyo tu, x plus 3. Okay, so utaweka LCM yetu which is x plus 3. So the next step utafanya ni hiyo x, ushaona hii x plus 3 na hapa kuna x minus 1 hapa, right? So what we do, we take x minus 1, kwa vile LCM ni hiyo, so hata x plus 3 ukidivide na x plus 3 itakupa 1, so utaandika hiyo x minus 1, na hiyo kwa vile LCM pia ni x plus 3 utaandika hapa plus x minus 3. Zote kwa maana denominator zote ziko sawa. So you just collect the like terms, so x plus x ni 2x minus 1 minus 3 ni minus 4. So you over x plus 3. Sawa. Waweza kuendelea ukasema hivi pia 2 into bracket x minus 2 all over x plus 3. Whichever the case, it will give you the same answer. So I think that is all for this question. Okay, so hii tuta solve easy equations using factorization method, which is also very easy. So the same thing, tutafuta kitu yaitwa sum na tutafuta product yetu. Okay, so sum yetu ni negative 1, obviously ukiona sum yetu ni negative 1 hapa, negative 1, na product yetu ni 3 times negative 4, which gives us around negative 12. So hapa, so which two numbers nikimultiply, so utatafuta combinations za negative 12, which is many. Ya kwanza ikiwa ni negative 12 1. Okay, we have 12 comma negative 1. We also have 2 comma negative 6, negative 6 comma, not negative 6 but positive 6 comma negative 2. We also have 3 comma negative 4 and 4 comma negative 3. So the best combination ambazo ukiadd itakupa negative 1 is only this one. So ni 3 comma negative 4. So yamaanisha hii negative x taibadilisha iwe positive 3x na negative 4x. So utazileta hapa, utaandika 3x squared positive 3x minus 4x minus 4 equal to 0. So your common factor hapa ni 3x into bracket x plus 1. Common factor hapa ni negative 4 into bracket x plus 1 as well. Kwa sababu negative 4 divided by negative 4 itakuwa positive 1 equal to 0. So ukizileta pamoja itakuwa 3x minus 4 into bracket x plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, so hapa una 2x's ambao yani utafute, so you equate both of them to be 0. Sawa, ya kwanza ni 3x minus 4 uta equate kuwa 0, na nyingine ni x plus 1 uta equate kuwa 0, which is just easy. So tukisema labda 3x minus 4 equal to 0, peleka huku itakuwa 3x equal to 4, x equal to, ukidivide na 3 divide by 3 all sides. Okay, itakupa x equal to 4 over 3. So that's your first answer. Your second answer tunasema ni x plus 1 equal to 0 as well. So ukisubtract 1 upeleke the other side itakuwa x equal to -1. So that's your second answer. So both of the answers are shown here. So this is your first answer. Okay, this is your second answer. I think it's understandable. So let's continue with the other question. Okay, hii swali jaribu wenyewe, waweza pause video ukafanya mwenyewe. Okay, nadhani umepause video ukaifanya, so utafuta kitu ambayo yaitwa sum which is +11. Product yako nimesema ni 6 times 4. So 6 times 4 ni 24. Product ni hii times hii hapa, sum ni hii hapa. So namba gani mbili nikizi add itanipa 11, ukimultiply ni 24. Combination zako ni nyingi. So you have 124, you have 212, you have 3 and 8, you have 4 and 6. Hizo ndo combination. Kuna combination zingine. So the combination ambazo yani itanipa answer ya summation of 11 ni 3 na 8. So it means that 11x tutagawanya into 3x and 8x plus 4 equal to 0. So ukiona hapa hiyo common factor hapa ni 3x into bracket 2x plus 1. Okay, this 1 divided by this itakuwa 2x, na 3x divided by 3x itakuwa 1 into plus common factor hapa ni 4 1, sorry for the inconvenience. So equal to 0. Wazileta pamoja 3x plus 4 into bracket 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So kama vile nilivyosema equate kwa 0. So 3x plus 4 equal to 0. Peleka huku utapata kwa 3x equal to -4. Therefore your x equal to -4 over 3. Okay, the other one is 2x plus 1, you also equate it to 0. So ukipeleka +1 huko itakuwa 2x equal to -1. You divide na 2 on both sides, x equal to -1/2. Sawa paka hapa. Kapish. Okay, so these are your two answers. Sawa. Okay, let's go to the other subtopic. Okay, tutafanya quadratic formula sahihi. Okay. Right. So solve this equation using quadratic formula. So remember our quadratic formula is given by this formula, -b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So this is the general formula. So you always know that your equation should be in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So a ni ya kwanza, b ya pili, c. A ni ile ambayo iko nyuma x squared. So you just write this here. So your a is 2, b is -7, your c is +3. So tuje to e. So for you to find your x is given by -b. -b, since b ni -7, -b itakuwa +7 plus or minus b squared. B ni -7. Okay, so you square it, minus 4ac. 4a, 4 times 2 times c, which is 3, all over 2a. So 2 times a, 2. So x equal to 7 plus or minus. So -7 squared ni 49. Minus 4 times 2 times 3 ni minus 24. Divide by 4. Okay. So 49 minus 24. So kutakuwa na x hapa equal to 7 plus or minus root of 25. 49 minus 24 ni 25. Divide by 4. Okay. So ni 7 plus or minus 5 divided by 4. Sawa paka hapo nadhani. 7 plus or minus 5 over 4. So x zako itakuwa mbili. X ya kwanza ikiwa na positive, so itakuwa ni 7 plus 5 divided by 4. So x1 equal to 12 divided by 4, and it gives you the answer to be 3. So the second x itakuwa negative, so ni 7 minus 5 divided by 4. So the second x will be 2 over 4, which is equivalent to a half. So those are your two answers. So moja ni 3, nyingine ni a half. Okay, waweza pause the video ukafanya hii swali kivyako. Okay, nadhani ushapause ushafanya. So just to confirm. So your sum hapa, not sum, sorry. Your quadratic formula is given by minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay. So ask yourself, a ni 3, b ni 2, na c yako ni negative 8. So waja tu waiweka hapo. So minus b, so utaweka minus 2 plus or minus b squared, which is 2 squared, minus 4 times a times 3 times c yako ni negative 8. Divide by your 2a, and your 2a is 2 times 3. So hiyo ndio kutafuta x yetu. So x equal to minus 2 plus or minus, ukiweka kwenye calculator hapa yote, 2 squared ni 4. So let me just use it another pen. So 2 squared wajua ni 4 hapa, minus 4 times 3 ni minus 12 times minus 8 is around, it's 96. So hope is positive 96. So 96 plus 4 is 100. So therefore answer hapa baada usha add na usha nini usha square hapa yafa iwe 100 divide by 2 times 3 6. Okay. So x equal to minus 2 plus or minus root of 100 is 10 divided by 6. So you have two x's. x1 equal to minus 2 plus 10 divided by 6. And it should give you 10 minus 2, which is 8 over 6. And 8 over 6 ni answer yake ni divide by 2 divided by 2. It should give you around 4 over 3. So that's your first answer. The second x2 ni sasa utatubadilia positive, utatumia negative kwa 10. So minus 2 minus 10 divided by 6. So therefore you have minus 12 divided by 6, and your other x2 is equal to negative 2. Okay, so those are your two answers. So for the answer, this one is your first answer, and this one is your second answer. So let's continue. Okay, let's try out this KCSE question. So if you want to do it by yourself, pause the video. Okay, now then we shall pause. Let's continue with the session. So what you do in this case, so you're using quadratic formula to solve this type of equation. So we cross multiply. Therefore, this one cross multiplies with this one, and this one cross multiplies with this one. So hapa itakuwa multiply na n minus 1, na hapa utakuwa multiply na obviously n minus 1, lakini hii itatoka na hii. Okay, na hapa pia wa multiply na n, na hapa ukimultiply itatoka. So your 6n will get multiplied to n. So you're doing cross multiplication in short. So it means 6n times n itakupa 6n squared equal to 25 times n gives you 25n, and 25 times negative 1 yapa ikupa minus 25. Collect your equation should be ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Yapa you in this form. Therefore collect the terms. So utaandika 6n squared peleka huku itakuwa minus 25 n positive 25, so equal to 0. Okay, you can simplify. No, you can't simplify. So just leave it the way it is. Your quadratic formula again, minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So what's your a? Your a is another one. Let me use another ink. So a ni 6, b ni negative 25, na c ni positive 25. Sawa mpaka hapo? Nadhani tumeelewana hapa. So waja minus b itakuwa ni positive 25 plus or minus b squared ni minus 25 squared minus 4 times a times 6 times your c, which is 25. So I just substitute, divide by, so hapa answer yako cxn equal to something, divide by your 2a, your 2 times your a, which is 6. So in short, 2 times 6 obviously tayari itakuwa ushajua ni capital. Sawa hapa. So ukiona hapa vizuri, let's use another pink ink, just doing the ones that are inside the squares. So minus 25 squared is around 25 times 25, which is 625. Okay, so minus 4 times 6 is 24. So 24 times 25, if you take your calculator with you, make sure you're using your calculator. Hujakatazwa wenyewe swali a calculator question. So you can use your calculator. So sio kuona wakataza kutumia calculator. So negative 24 times 25 itanipa ni negative 600. Sawa mpaka hapo. So your n equal to 25 plus or minus root of 625 minus 600 ni 25. So wajua root ya 25 ni ngapi, sio? So root ya 25 obviously ni 5. Okay, divide by 12. So your first n itakuwa na positive 5. Okay, in which answer yako your first n 25 plus 5 ni 30, divide by 12, and it should give you around, that's divide by 12 ni 2.5 or 2.5. Sawa kwa hapo. And the other n itakuwa na minus 5, 25 minus 5 divide by 12, so itakuwa ni 20 divide by 12, and your other n should give you around 20 divided by 12, around 5/3 or 1.67. Takaandika tu 1.67, haina haja clear sana. So either umeandika 2.5 and 5/3, or around 5/3 is around 2/3. But all in all, it's not a must for you to write in fractions. You can write in decimals as well. So 2.5 na 1.67. So let's go to the other subtopics sasa. Okay, sasa hii tutaingia completing the square method. Sasa completing the square method using this example, x squared plus 6x minus 16 equal to 0. Umeambiwa solve this using completing square. Sasa there are many methods ya kusolve. So let me just state the one which is very easy. So method 1, which is So method 1 to solve, what you do, let me write the equation x squared plus 6x minus 16 equal to 0. So kitu ambao utafanya hapa, utaandika hiyo x squared plus 6x. So utaiandika hivi yani. So utaandika x 6 divided by 2 itakuwa sini 3. So hiyo 6x yako utadivide na 2, and then after writing x plus 3 you square it. Then you subtract with the answer that you get here 3 with the square of this answer that you got here 3. So itakuwa hivi. Okay, so x plus 3 square minus 3 squared ni minus 9. True. So hapa minus 3 squared minus 16 ni minus 9 minus 16, which is minus 25. So hii square with a square 3 peke yake, you don't square the sign. So equal to 0. Negative 25 peleka huku, so itakuwa x plus 3 square equal to positive 25. Square root it, square root it. So hapo itakuwa na positive or minus. So your answer hapa itakuwa x plus 3 equal to the root of 25 is either positive or minus 5. Sawa mpaka hapo. So your x itakuwa ni, ukipeleka huku itakuwa your first x itakuwa ni positive 5 minus 3 So your first x is 2. So your second x ni -5 minus 3. Kumbuka hii watu wengi wafanya hii makosa, wabadilisha sign ya 3. Sign ya 3 ni hiyo hiyo, haibadilike. The only thing itabadilika sign yake ni hiyo 5. It's either hiyo 5 ni positive ama utaanza na negative. So -5 minus 3 ni -8. So that's how you solve it in the first method. Method 2, which I dislike, but most of the high school students use, is this method which I'm doing right now. So x squared plus 6x minus 16 equal to 0. Okay, so what you do, -16 peleka huku, itakuwa ni +16. So itakuwa ni hivi yani. So you leave a gap hapa. Sawa? So you leave a gap kwa sababu hii 16 ukiweka kwa hiyo expression is not a perfect square, ndo maana kagurisha. So that gap, for you to solve it, you do something called b over 2 squared. Okay, b over 2 squared. So b yako si ni 6. So 6 divided by 2 and then square it. So 6 divided by 2 ni 3, and if you square 3 itakupa ngapi? Itakupa 9. Okay, so since ume add 9 on your left side, on your right side pia wafau add 9. Don't forget to add 9 also on your right side. So you do this way. So after that, hapa itakupa answer 25, and then factorize this one, which is very easy. You just square root the x squared and square root the 9 since it's a perfect square. So itakuwa hivyo hivyo vile mwanzoni, x plus 3 squared. Hii 6x itakupa 2, itakusaidia kujua sign ya katikati. So don't think too much of where will 6x go. So I factorize by square rooting x squared and by square rooting 3. 9 got 3, then got x. So for you to remove the square roots, so it still give you x plus 3 equal to root of 25, which is 5, and it's either positive or negative, and the answers will still give you, ukiendelea the same way, it give you x equal to 2 and x equal to -8. Sawa. Okay, kwa hii swali tutafanya waweza jaribu ukapause ukajaribu ukafikiria. So but how we do it is very easy. So let me use all the two methods that you currently know. So the first method ni ile ambayo ya high school. So 2x squared plus 8x minus 10 equal to 0. So make sure your coefficient for x squared ni 1. So therefore I divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So x squared plus 4x minus 5 equal to how much? 0. -5 peleka huko itakuwa +5. Therefore utakuwa wacha gap hapa. So utakuwa kuacha gap ya hii. So, and how do you get this one? You take 4, divide by 2, and you square. So b over 2 square. So maanisha hapo pia utafanya the same thing. So 4 divided by 2 usually ni 2. If you square it, itakupa ngapi? Itakupa 4 bado. So hapa ni 4. And the same thing goes here. Hapa pia ni 4. Sawa mpaka hapa. So hapa itakupa 5 plus 4, which is 9. And if you factorize this one, you just do the square root of x squared, square root of 4, and it gives you x plus 2, and then eka hiyo square. So you have something like this then, equal to 9. So let's remove the square root. X plus 2 equal to positive or minus root of 9, which is either positive or minus 3. So you have 2 x's. Your x plus 2 equal to positive 3. So your first x will be 1. As for the other x, itakuwa x plus 2 equal to -3. So your second x will be -5. Sawa mpaka hapo. Okay, let's solve this question using another method. So So how do you solve it? Very easy. So waja mwanzo wa factor out 2 from this expression. So take a 2 into bracket x squared plus 4x minus 10 equal to 0. The next step, to divide by 2 on all sides. So divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. So hapa itabakia na x squared plus 4x minus 5 equal to how much? 0. So higher. So yeah, and then obviously we'll factorize. You'll use completing square method like this. So utaandika x plus b divide by 2. So 4 divide by 2 itakuwa ngapi? 2, sio? So alafu pia utasubtract na ile 2 squared minus 5 equal to 0. So hapa itakuwa minus 4 minus 5 equal to how much? 0, na hapa itabakia kuwa x plus 2 square. So ish. So hapa utabakia na x plus 2 square minus 4 minus 5 ni minus 9 equal to 0. 9 negative 9 peleka the other side itakuwa positive 9. So x plus 2 square roots, all of it square roots, okay, square roots. So itakuwa ni x plus 2, lakini hapa ima positive ama negative. So your answers hapa itakuwa ni either positive or negative 3. So let's say ikiwa ni positive 3, answer yako itakuwa ni ngapi, sio? So x yako ya kwanza itakuwa ni 3 minus 2, which is 1. Ikiwa negative, so x plus 2 equal to negative 3. So your second x should be x2 equal to negative 5. And those are your two answers using the other method. So let's continue. Okay, try solving this question without my help. So just pause the video. And then we shall pause. Sasa hii tutaifanya pamoja. Sasa I'll use just one method in this one. Just one method. Ile method nyingine pia utakaweza jaribu kipya. And that is the one that you taught in school. So 3x squared plus 8x minus 6 equal to 0. I hope so. So divide by 3 all sides. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. So that your coefficient for x squared becomes 1. So x squared plus 8 over 3x minus 2 equal to 0. Negative 2 peleka the other side, you're positive 2. Therefore, itabakia na gap hapa. So itakuwa x squared plus 8 over 3x plus that gap. And how do you fill that gap? You take 8 over 3 divide by, itachukua 8 over 3 divide by 2 and then square. So the same thing you do here. So plus 8 over 3 divide by 2 and square. So 8 over 3 divided by 2 is just the same as 8 over 3 times a half. Okay, times a half. So it gives you around 8 over 3 times a half. You have 5 pair. 4 over 3. So hapa ndani ya hiyo bracket you have 5 pair. 4 over 3. So in which of our square pia. So hapa pia ni the same thing. 4 over 3. So if you square 4 over 3, okay, so 4 over 3 square. So let's just continue. Tutatumia. So if you factorize this one, it just becomes like the way you see x plus 4 over 3. Because you just square root this one and you square root this one only. Na ile sign ya katikati ndio itatupa ile sign ya hiyo ndani ya factor. So equal to, so 4 over 3 squared tunasema ni around 16 over 9. So ni 2 plus 16 over 9. So now 2 plus 16 over 9, I think if you just use your calculator, it will give you the answer. So 2 plus 16 over 9, I'm also using my calculator. 2 plus 16 plus 16 over 9, and it gives you around 34 over 9. Okay. So our answer ni 34 over 9. So therefore x square root this, okay, so itakupa x plus 4 over 3 equal to the square root of 34 over 9 yote you just square root it. The answer, it gives you around 1.943. So 1.943. So it's either positive or negative, remember. So remember 4/3 ni 1.333. So x plus 1.333 equal to 1.943. So your first x itakuwa wa subtract, wachukua hiyo minus, wachukua 1.943 minus 1.333, in which x yako ni minus 1.333, and it should give you around 0.61. So hiyo ni x yako ya kwanza. So the other x utafanya the same thing, but this time hiyo itakuwa positive, itakuwa negative 1.943. Okay, so 1.943 negative. So x yako ya pili equal to minus 1.943 minus 1 minus 1.943 minus 1.333. So it gives you around negative 3.276, and both of them are your answers. So he na he. So if you have time, use the other method to solve this one. So this is your answer. This is also your answer. So just let's continue.